What's going on, all my toy collectors and DC fans? You know who it is. It's your boy Ox, and welcome to the Cave of Wonders. Now, today we're going to be taking a look at an old retro playset, basically, that I ended up buying. I bought this from like a dollar store a long time ago. This is part of the DC Comics Pocket Superhero series, and like I said, I think I got this from like Dollar General or something like that. And man, it's been a long time since I've had this thing, but this is when they had this line of these little pocket heroes, these little small heroes that had came out. I didn't actually collect the heroes, but I did buy this table and chairs, and I bought it because I thought that this might really look cool with some of my old Kenner figures. But as I sat the Kenner figures next to it, I realized that they just didn't fit very well. Looking next to the table, they just look massively taller than the table. So I never ended up opening it. But now that they have so many superpower figures that McFarlane is releasing, I thought I'd go ahead and pop it open and see how they fit sitting all around it. Because they have so many characters now that they're releasing, that McFarlane's been releasing, I'm like, you know what? I think this table might look really cool with all of them heroes sitting at the table. Like I said, this right here is the conference table and chairs. It's like a deluxe set, and it comes with a Martian Manhunter figure right there. I've already measured the box up for you guys. It measured out to, let me make sure again, I think it was 11. Yep, 11 inches tall by 8.5 inches wide by about 2.5 inches in depth. Okay, so it sticks out about that much. Like I said, you guys are not going to be able to find this in stores, so I'm not going to be able to leave a link for you guys. But this is part of the old DC Comics Pocket Superheroes line that came out, and you can see this is Series 1, a checklist of all the different figures you guys can find. That's a barcode in case you guys need it. A little read up on any information you guys might possibly need. Like I said, these are just meant to be like a little small, without any kind of major articulation figures. And yeah, let's go ahead and crack this thing out of the box. And now here's everything out of the box. Like I said, it does come with a figure. It comes with 8 different chairs, and then it comes with that conference table for all the Justice League of America heroes to sit at, basically. Okay, let's quickly go over this figure. I'm not going to be really caring too much about this figure because I didn't collect the DC Pocket Heroes, but I'm going to go ahead and take a look at him anyway. Okay, he ends up measuring out to 3 3/8, so almost 3.5 inches. He is pretty small. He only has 5 points of articulation, so his head does rotate around if you guys needed to. Arms do come up, legs do kick up, but they don't bend at the elbow, bend at the knee, or anything like that. Great paint detail on his face. As you guys can see his face right there. I love the green that they ended up picking. The only thing is, like I said, I just didn't collect these figures. He doesn't have like a soft goods cape. It's just a regular little plastic cape, short right up here by his buttocks or whatever. So it's not like a long cape. And these were meant to be just little kid figures that people just, you can grab, and that's why they call it like pocket heroes, because you can just fit them right inside your pocket or whatever when kids are taking off to go play or whatever. But yeah, still a cool looking figure, even though I don't collect these. It's just, I think it was still a cool idea. I've only bought it for the table, which I'll go ahead and take a look at right now for you guys. I just wanted you guys to at least see how big these figures were, at least in the same scale comparison as far as the DC Spin Master figures, which right here is the DC Spin Master figure, and I think these were 4-inch figures, about 4-inch figures. Yep, yeah, well, a little bit bigger than 4 inches. They end up measuring out to, at least this one, 4 1/4 right there. So as you guys can see, he towers over this little Pocket Heroes figure right here. And I'll show these Spin Master figures in the chairs, as well as the DC Superpower figures. This is Adam figure I just did a review on, and as you guys can see, he towers over this little Pocket Heroes figure right here. All right. But just wanted you guys to see that. Like I said, I am going to fit these in the chair because that's the whole purpose of me getting this, opening this this conference table and chairs up, so I can fit these figures in there. But I at least wanted to do a scale comparison so you guys can see how they looked. Same with the Spin Master Flash movie figures that had came out. As you can see, they're not too much bigger, but definitely not in the same scale at all. You don't want to put this Martian Manhunter with this Keaton Batman right here. But yep, let's move on to the table and chairs. Now, I'm going to have to move my camera and zoom in a little bit better for you guys, but I just wanted you guys to see exactly how many chairs there are. There's a total of 8 different chairs. Now, they're all the same molding of chairs, but on the back of the chair, each one of them is going to have some kind of different logo for the hero that's meant to sit in that chair. So for example, this one right here, if you guys can see it, is Green Arrow's little bow and arrow right there. So that's meant to be for his chair. And then you guys have the Atom right here. I'm not sure who this is, like what logo this right here is for. I'm not sure if that's for Cyborg or possibly maybe Red Tornado, because I know Red Tornado has an arrow on the top of his head. So I'm not really for sure what hero is meant to sit in that chair. But then you have Hawkman right here, and then you have Green Lantern right here. You have Aquaman on this chair, and like I said, they're all the same chair. You guys can see that they have like little ridges right here in the plastic or whatever. So they're all going to be the exact same chair. Besides, on the back, they're going to have a different little logo. Now, this little peg right here on the bottom, it doesn't come out. This is all one piece. So you can't like pop this out and then maybe, if you're a customizer, maybe try and add like a longer peg right there to make the chair taller for some of your other figures. It doesn't come out. Not saying you can't cut it and do it yourself, but it doesn't pop out. So this doesn't like turn or spin out or anything like that. All right. But yep, he has an Aquaman chair. There is a Flash chair right there. And then there is Wonder Woman's chair. So I know you guys are all probably wondering, where's the Superman chair? Where's the Batman chair? Those actual chairs came with, they were like exclusive with another Pocket Hero set. So I think if you bought like Superman, Lex Luthor, I think there was a chair that was in there that had Superman's logo on the back of it. Same with Batman. If you bought like a Batman set with Batman, I think Alfred or something, there was a little chair in there that you could add to this set right here, and it had the Batman logo on it. I'm not tripping too bad. I'm going to be sitting different characters in these chairs. Like there's not even a Hawkman superpowers figures yet that McFarlane has released, but I'm still gonna I'll sit someone in that chair. Not sure who, but I'll sit someone in there. So just keep that in mind. And then you got the Justice League of America table right here. Love it. There's no issues with my paint. Like I said, I've had this thing for a really long time. This isn't a sticker, so you can't peel it off. This is actually like, detailed on there, so you can't like peel it off. It's not like a sticker or anything like that. This right here is the bottom of it. You guys can see it just says DC Comics made in China. There you go. I'm going to go ahead and measure this out for you guys so you guys can get an idea of how big it is. Measures out to 5 inches around all the way. And then as far as how tall it is, it measures out to 1.5 inches. So if you're looking at the DC Pocket Heroes figure standing next to it, you can see it almost goes up to like his groin area right there. So he's going to look like he's standing at the table, arms on the table right there. But I'll zoom in a little bit better for you guys and let you guys see how it looks with some of the other figures. But you guys are just meant to sit these little chairs all the way around here, and like I said, have a little conference table for all of your Justice League members or Justice Society of American members, just like that. All right. But let me go ahead and show you guys what it looks like with the different figures from either Spin Master or Superpowers. That way you guys can get a hint of what you guys want to, how you guys want to display this, okay? And right here is a quick little scale comparison of how the figures look standing next to this table. As you guys can see, the Superpower figures, the table is right up to their kneecaps, basically. The Spin Master 4-inch figures right here, it's a little bit past the kneecap right there. The Flash Batman figure from the Flash movie, you guys can see those are a little bit smaller. They're made by Spin Master, but smaller than these other Spin Master figures. You can see it's a little bit almost by the thigh muscle right there. So I just wanted to show you guys how this table looks as far as them standing. Now I'm going to go ahead and show you guys what it looks like with them sitting down in the chairs and how you might have to, maneuver their legs to sit directly in the chairs. And I'm going to show you guys how that looks, okay? So let's go ahead and move this table. Actually, we don't even need to move the table. Let's go ahead and start off with the figure that it came with. Like I said, the knees don't bend right here, but you guys can see he sits in there, but his cape kind of gets in the way a little bit. There you go. He sits in there. His legs will go right on the table. His knees don't bend or anything like that, but he does slide right underneath that table just like that. So he ends up fitting in there really well. He actually looks a bit smaller, but it did come with 8 chairs, and you're meant to be able to add more chairs to it if you guys buy more of the figures. And then you guys can fit a lot of figures around this table. Like I said, the table did measure out to 5 inches across. All right. Now let's see how that Michael Keaton from the Flash movie figure ends up looking. I'll bend his legs just a little bit, and I'm going to move his cape over it. He can sit in there, and then obviously you might have to like adjust him a little bit. But yep, he can sit underneath there just fine, just like that. All right. Let's see how Superman does it. Let's bend his legs just a little bit at the knees, lift his arms up. We'll sit him in the chair, see how he does. Fits in the chair just fine. Move his arms up some. I just want to see, let you guys see exactly what he looks like. There he goes. That's how he looks sitting in the chair. And he sits at the table just fine as well. Yeah. Now, obviously, their shoulders are a little bit bigger than the arms of the chair. I don't know if that's the same as the Martian Manhunter figure. Their shoulders obviously don't go over the sides of the chair like these figures right here do. So that might create a little bit of a complication with getting all the figures in there. But we'll see. We'll see at the end of the review. I'll go ahead and throw everybody in there and show you guys what it looks like. All right. Let's see what the new Superpowers McFarlane figures. I say you probably got to bend their legs, not all the way, but maybe bend them just a little bit. You guys got to keep in mind as well that these figures, with their legs being longer, that might take up some more room. But yep, he sits in the chair as well. Does look a little bit bigger than him, but not too crazy. Obviously, you're not going to see it too much. They're going to be sitting underneath there. But he sits at the table just fine. Let's go ahead and throw Batman in there, because the whole purpose of me buying this is to, you guys can either drape the cape over the chair or put the cape, have him just sitting on the cape or sitting on the chair, with this cape draped around the back of it, just like that. So yeah, he actually sits in there pretty well. I'm going to go ahead and throw all the DC Superpower figures that, because there's 8 chairs. I'm going to use all 8 chairs and throw a bunch of Superpower figures on there and see how they all look, see if it looks too crunched up. But for right now, this is how it's looking with the chairs, okay? And right here is all of them together. As you guys can see, I have a total of 8 different figures sitting around this table, and they all fit in there just fine. So if you guys are wondering exactly how much space or how much room you're going to end up needing, you guys can see right here that they all fit in there just fine. No issues at all. Now, do they look just a tad bit bigger? I'll show you guys from like the ground up. They don't, because when they're sitting down, the table is right up to their to their stomach muscles. As you guys can see at Batman's utility belt right there, and Superman as well. The table does sit, right at, when they're sitting down with their legs bent, it does sit right at their chest level. So there's no issues there. But yeah, it looks really good, and there's still room for other characters if you guys wanted. So for example, I actually found out about this table before I ended up buying it. Oops, sorry about that. I ended up finding this table out, finding out about this table before I ended up actually, buying into it, because I bought some figures off of eBay, and when I bought them, they came with some of these little chairs. So I had 4 chairs that it came with, but I didn't know where these chairs came from. I was like, man, these chairs are really cool, but I didn't know where they came from. So after doing research, I ended up finding out that they came with this little Pocket Heroes line right here. And then I ended up going to the store, and I ended up finding this whole table and chairs and stuff like that. And so if you guys have extra ones, or if you guys are able to find them, you guys will be able to add chairs, to your to this little table, and maybe add extra heroes. Like I said, it only comes with 8 chairs, but if you guys wanted to add, if you guys did, maybe, find some of these on eBay or something, because I don't think they sell this set in stores anymore, you guys will be able to fit other characters around this table. Just keep in mind that the legs, with all their legs pushed in underneath the table, you might not be able to completely get them, right underneath the table, basically. But as you guys can see, they all fit just fine in there. And then the table, obviously, you guys can sit stuff on there. You guys can sit, you know, Green Lantern's little lantern on there, or you guys can fit like my daughter has a whole bunch of these little foodies, whatever they're called, little food pieces and stuff like that. You guys can fit them on the table as well. And this whole table and chairs does look really well together. Luckily for me, I have 4 extra chairs just because that's how I found out about this set, was when I bought those used figures, and then I went to the store and bought this. But yeah, it looks really well with these DC Superpower figures. So if you guys have some, or if you guys you know, want like a really cool table to display your figures with, if you guys have that old Superpowers Kenner playset, this thing will look really cool in there. That's exactly what I'm going to be displaying it with all these figures right here. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the review. Make sure you guys like and subscribe. Until next time, stay cool.